Hello, this is the CMU GenCyber team, and today we'll be talking about universities and scholarships. We understand that you may get questions from your students such as, what should I look for in universities if I want to go into cybersecurity? What kind of scholarship and funding opportunities exist for me? And we hope that through this workshop, you will learn how to better advise and guide your students when it comes to colleges and scholarship matters for cybersecurity. So this workshop will be divided into mainly three parts. In the first part, I'll talk about universities and things students should consider when it comes to choosing a cybersecurity-oriented university. I'll also dive more specifically into Carnegie Mellon University and the cybersecurity paths and opportunities that are offered here. I'll also introduce other universities that students could consider. In the second part, I'll talk about scholarships. Thankfully, cybersecurity is one field where there are ample cybersecurity scholarship opportunities. So, what should you consider when you're looking into scholarships, and what are some major scholarships, such as the Scholarship for Service, SFS, or DoD scholarships? And last but not least, we'll actually end with a career panel where we'll bring in actual students who are studying cybersecurity and on these scholarship programs to talk about their experiences and how they got into cybersecurity in the first place. So to begin, what should students consider in universities? I laid down some factors. This is not all inclusive, but some factors that students could consider are academically, what sort of degrees are offered, and what courses are offered in cybersecurity. Extracurricular-wise, students could look at student clubs to find communities and improve their cybersecurity skills in and outside of the classroom. Career-wise, what sort of research is being done at the universities that they're looking into. Is there a research lab dedicated to security? Are there work and internship opportunities for cybersecurity at the universities? They could also look into scholarships because oftentimes the scholarship programs have internships and full-time components tied into them. So this is also not just a good financial opportunity, but also a good career opportunity. Other things that students can consider, this is kind of across all universities, but location, student life, and other factors that they find valuable when they're searching for universities. For example, sports or weather, and so on. So diving more specifically into Carnegie Mellon, some degrees that Carnegie Mellon offers in cybersecurity are in the bachelor's program. We don't have a specific major in cybersecurity, but students could major in computer science or electrical and computer engineering, the ECE, and then they can choose to concentrate on security and privacy by taking additional courses related to cybersecurity and privacy. So this is one technical option where they start from a more general, generic major such as computer science or computer engineering and concentrate into cybersecurity. CMU also offers minors in information security, privacy, and policy. So this is a bit less technical. This focuses more on the policy aspect of cybersecurity. There is also the minor in cybersecurity and international conflict. So this focuses more on international relations, world politics, and strategy. So you can see how even in bachelor's, there is both the more technical route to cybersecurity and the more policy or strategy route to cybersecurity. Even in the master's degrees, we see this trend. There are actually master's degree focused on cybersecurity, and you can see it in College of Engineering at the Information Networking Institute, where they offer very technical educations in information security, IT information security, and this is a bi-coastal program across Silicon Valley and Pittsburgh, as well as the newly formed AI Engineering Information Security degree. So this degree was formed because AI security is on the rise, so they want to focus on how does cybersecurity relate to AI, machine learning, and so on. There is the Heinz College of Information Systems and Public Policy that focus more on the public side policy side of cybersecurity, and they offer the Master of Science in Information Security Policy and Management. So you can see how in both bachelor's and master's, students could choose to take a more technical or a more policy management route to cybersecurity. And I think courses are super important when it comes to looking at which universities you want to go to. For cybersecurity, I think picoCTF actually gives a really good overview of the domains of cybersecurity. So there is the general skills domain, there is the cryptography domain, web exploitation, forensics, binary exploitation, and reversing domains. So in terms of building up general skills, courses offered at Carnegie Mellon include computer systems, such as the Introduction to Computer Systems, which is a core course in most computer science and engineering degrees, the 15213 or 15513. It is a great course. There is also a computer networks course, various computer networks courses offered at Carnegie Mellon. There are also courses focused more deeply into security, such as the Introduction to Information Security or Computer Security, which is what you'll usually begin with as your first course in cybersecurity. But this deals with various domains of cybersecurity and gives a very good high-level picture of cybersecurity. And after taking this course, you can dive into specific areas of cybersecurity that you're interested in. For example, cryptography. You can take applied cryptography. If you're interested into web exploitation, you can think about the browser security class offered here at the INI. If you're into forensics, there are network forensics and host-based forensics courses, as well as a cyber forensics capstone project offered. If you're into binary exploitation, there is a great course uh, on secure software systems where you're actually building software systems, and after you build them, you attack and defend your own system. So you attack other people's systems and defend your own. So it's a great way to think about software vulnerabilities in your own and other people's systems. There is also a reversing course, Introduction to Software Reverse Engineering course, as well as tons of other courses in different cybersecurity domains, such as network security, hardware security, mobile and IoT security, usability and security, so usable privacy and security, legal and ethical part of cybersecurity, such as the cyber law and ethics course, as well as ethical penetration testing. So I think it's great to think about the breadth and depth of courses in cybersecurity that are offered at a university. And these 6 domains of picoCTF are a great way to think about, oh, are these courses offered? Because I feel like it's a very holistic approach to cybersecurity in the technical domain for sure. In terms of extracurricular activities, one type of student club that you could look into are CTF clubs or CTF teams, capture the flag teams. These are teams that participate in cybersecurity hacking competitions. So for example, Carnegie Mellon University has the Plaid Parliament of Pawning, more commonly known as the PPP, and this is a student club formed in 2009, and they compete domestically and internationally at top CTF competitions, and they were actually 7-time DEF CON CTF champions, and DEF CON CTF is known to be the Super Bowl or Olympics of hacking, so winning this 7 times is quite a big feat. And what I love about the PPP is that they meet every week to practice, and they're friendly for both beginners and experienced CTF players because the experienced members of PPP would really try to help beginners learn new skills, learn new techniques, and such mentorship and such learning experience outside of the classroom is really unique and valuable. So I would really suggest that students look into CTF teams and what cybersecurity opportunities exist for them outside of the classroom. PPP also hosts the Plaid CTF competition annually, where PPP members write the problems and host the competition. There is also a Women in Cybersecurity Club, or WICIS. They provide a community for women in cybersecurity as we are still a underrepresented community, and they are part of the national WICIS chapter. So there are various student clubs that you could look into when it comes to cybersecurity, one that's more technical and hands-on focused, and other ones that are more social and community focused. Another aspect that you should look into are the research and work opportunities. This was something I didn't consider at first, but I realized how important it was after I came to university. One thing I love about Carnegie Mellon is the Scilab Security and Privacy Institute. And in fact, it's Scilab that is hosting this GenCyber program as well as the picoCTF. picoCTF, if you don't know about it, is the largest cybersecurity competition geared for K-12 students. And I was really interested in cybersecurity education, and I was lucky to have met the picoCTF director and get involved with it since the first semester I came to Carnegie Mellon. Um, and there are many research labs within Scilab, such as ML and AI for security, blockchain, formal methods, security measurement and analytics, and students can pursue an independent study with researchers and professors at Scilab. They can also do a thesis. They can also be research assistants. So having a research lab focused on cybersecurity is a really big thing, and seeing the cool projects that come out of it. Also, Scilab hosts weekly or bi-weekly seminars as well. So they invite cutting-edge researchers studying novel topics to come into Scilab to give talks. And this is also a great opportunity to meet uh, top experts from different parts of the country and sometimes over the world. There is also the Carnegie Mellon University Software Engineering Institute, or the SEI, and this is a federally funded research and development center, or FFRDC. Basically, what this means is that this was a public and private partnership to conduct research for the US government. So the SEI is a really great way to take what you learn from classrooms and apply it to the real world, apply it to the US government issues, apply it to real world research, practical research that is used by industry, government, and so on. They have wide ranging research capabilities, and they are right next to campus, and they have student interns both during the school semester and during the summer. So having this FFRDC at Carnegie Mellon is also a great opportunity for your career, for students' careers. So these are the things that students can think about. I know that MIT has MIT Lincoln Labs, and Stanford also has like an FFRDC. So there are universities in other places with FFRDCs affiliated with them as well. Um, and speaking of other universities, there is the NCAEC program, which stands for National Centers of Academic Excellence in Cybersecurity, and this is managed by the NSA. And there are over 400 cybersecurity schools featured here, both 2-year and 4-year programs, as well as undergrad and grad programs. And you can view the full list of schools at this website. And yeah, it also shows you in a map format. So if you want to go to a school in California, you can zoom in on the California state and see what schools are available for you there. But this to be in this program, you have to have a certain curriculum. So you can kind of guarantee that you'll be provided with certain level of cybersecurity education by looking at such NCAEC schools. Also, you can look into rankings. However, I would advise you not to over rely on rankings, but it does give you a good overview of which schools are performing well when it comes to cybersecurity. For example, even the US News and World Report has a computer science and specifically cybersecurity ranking that you could reference. But again, don't over rely on rankings. It is not the definite number one, number two. There are many factors that come into play when ranking these. So you could go to a ranked 10 school and have a great experience, as you would at a ranked number one school. So moving on to the next section about scholarships. Some things you should consider when it comes to scholarships are first, of course, the eligibility. Do I meet this eligibility? Because a lot of the times these scholarships would have GPA requirement. Usually I've seen 3.0, 3.2, 3.5. 3.7, so it really ranges, but GPA requirement, also some scholarships are geared more towards undergrad students, others are geared more towards grad students, some are geared towards both. So whether you're eligible for it, the maximum length of the scholarship, as well as the universities that they will support and the degrees that they will support. Another aspect to consider is the degree of support that these scholarships provide. So how much financial support are they providing? For example, is it a full tuition scholarship, partial tuition? Do they have book and laptop allowance? Do they have a stipend? And so on. And other than financial, some scholarships actually provide support for career for internships and full-time job search. So this is also something that you should consider. Another thing would be the service requirement. For example, in return of getting these scholarships, you may be required to work at a federal agency. So what sort of agencies are you required to work at, as well as the scholarship to service years ratio. So going into the first one, the Cyber Core Scholarship for Service, or the SFS, this is actually the scholarship that I am personally under. This is managed by the National Science Foundation in collaboration with the U.S. Office of Personnel Management, or the OPM, and the CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. So the SFS program funds undergraduate or graduate studies for up to 1 to 3 years, and the scholarship includes full tuition, academic year stipends of 27,000 a year for undergraduate students. This stipend is increased for graduate students, so that's pretty nice. Book and health allowance, as well as professional allowance for conferences, including the SFS job fair, professional certifications, and other academic necessities. CyberCourse SFS has a post-graduation 1-for-1 government service requirement. So what this means in simple terms is if you were on the scholarship for 2 years, you would need to work at a agency for 2 years. This could be a federal agency, state level government agency, local level agency, as well as in certain cases FFRDCs, but this would require special approval. There is also the Department of Defense Cyber Scholarship Program, which is sponsored by the DoD Chief Information Office and administered by the National Security Agency, or the NSA. The NSA that also helps fund this NSA GenCyber program. But DoD Cyber Scholarship Program funds undergraduate or graduate studies, and for undergraduate studies, this could be either a 2-year or a 4-year program. So scholarship includes full tuition, academic year stipends of $22,000 a year for community college students, and $27,000 a year for undergraduate students in 4-year degree programs. They also include book and health allowance, as well as a one-time laptop or computer purchase. And they also have a 1-for-1 DoD service requirement. So now you can see that the service requirement is specified to DoD versus SFS was more generic. So students are expected to have internships and full-time work with the DoD for the length of their scholarship. There are also a lot of military academies offering degrees in cybersecurity. In fact, during my degree, I met people from various parts of the military come to Carnegie Mellon for more advanced cybersecurity degrees, but there is the U.S. Military Academy, West Point, that offers major in cyber science. And within the major in cyber science, there are concentrations in cybersecurity, network services, cyber operations, cyber physical systems, and machine learning. So you can see how even within cyber science, there are different areas you can focus on. They also offer the major in computer science and a minor in cybersecurity. The U.S. Naval Academy also offers majors in computer engineering, computer science, and cyber operations. The Air Force Academy offers majors in computer engineering, computer science, and cyber science, and the Coast Guard Academy offers major in cyber systems. So you can see even from the military academies, there are various ways you can call a cybersecurity degree. It could be cyber science, cybersecurity, cyber operations, cyber systems, and as you saw from Carnegie Mellon, information security, and so on. So I think this is one thing that you could guide your students to look at into there could be different names for a cybersecurity degree and different focus areas, technical, non-technical, and so on. These are some other scholarship programs. There is the DoD Smart Scholarship. This is a more general scholarship that funds undergraduate or graduate studies in STEM for 1 to 5 years. So students could also be math majors, mechanical engineering majors, biological engineering, and so on, as well as cybersecurity or computer science, computer engineering. And the scholarship includes full tuition, as well as academic year stipends ranging from 30,000 to 46,000 a year, depending on your degree level. They also have a 1-for-1 post-graduation service requirement. There is also the GEM Fellowship, as well as other agency and lab specific scholarships such as Sandia National Labs. They have the Critical Skills Recruiting Program or the CSR that fund master's or advanced degrees for students who are looking into critical STEM areas such as cybersecurity, computer science, and so on. So these are all the other scholarships that you can look into. And here are some key takeaways from our two sections so far. One, there are many paths to cybersecurity. We talked about how you could get a degree in computer science, ECE, that doesn't even say cybersecurity, but transition more into cybersecurity in your concentration, minor, or an advanced degree. Or you can directly go for a degree in information security, cybersecurity, information assurance, cyber systems, and so on. However, the university decides to call their cybersecurity degree. Two, there are many scholarship opportunities for cybersecurity. I especially pointed out the scholarship for public service opportunities, which uh, provide you with scholarships in return for serving your time at an agency, a federal agency. And I think this is a great way if students are interested in public service and working for the government. There are really interesting government careers out there for cybersecurity. Um, and they're also interested in having their education paid for. So I feel like these scholarship opportunities are really worth looking into. And third key takeaway is talk with people, talk with past scholars if possible. I know I talked with past students from CMU and past SFS scholars to get a more in-depth understanding of these scholarships and universities because it really makes a difference seeing it just in text versus talking with actual people. So in order to do that, we have a career panel waiting for us. So we'll get to meet some of the scholars on these scholarship programs that we mentioned. So thanks for listening so far, and in the next video, we'll meet you with a career panel.